gentlemen, I am the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan and sports reporter, and welcome to this Doncaster Rovers daily report, bringing you the latest news and rumours. Now, obviously this is a big video today because we've got this news, we've also got a couple of other updates which we're going to do in separate videos, so we've got 3 videos at least coming to you today. So before we get started, please do like the video if you've loved it, comment down below your thoughts and opinions, subscribe if you're new around here, click the notification bell to never miss YouTube video. I'm so sorry it's been just over a week since the last Rovers video, but we are back with some more news, and let's get straight into this particular story on Cieran Dunne, the Sunderland man out of contract, the 22-year-old Scottish left-back who's set to be Rovers signing. So the 72 We Love the Football League has been reporting through Alan Nixon, who's a journalist, a football journalist, the interest or the set to be reported signing of Cieran Dunne. Now the 22-year-old came through Sunderland from the Falkirk Reserves back in August 2019, came with some quite big potential. Initially signed as a midfielder, he plays primarily in a defensive role. With his current deal ending at the end in the summer, Nixon says that Rovers are set to move in and take Dunne to South Yorkshire. Sunderland made the decision not to offer Dunne a new deal at the Stadium of Light, and the 22-year-old was a player let go on the retained list. Doncaster Rovers will be making a return to Wearside to land Dunne on a free. This comes after the move to pick up Ollie Younger back in January. Now, Dunne featured in no League One games last season, instead playing solely for the under-23s, barring one appearance in the Carabao Cup. He leaves Sunderland with just 2 first-team appearances to his name, as well as 34 appearances, 1 goal and 1 assist, for the under-23s. Now, Dunne had potential when he caught Sunderland's eye. The Wearsiders bring him to the south of the border and into English football, but the journey has not seen him make the breakthrough that they would have wanted. It's therefore understandable he'll be moving on. Donny are set to set their stall out and make overtures to sign him would be a good move for both them and for Dunne himself, getting regular football and a chance to showcase the talents he has. Now, of course, there's a few Sunderland fans that I've personally spoken to that are quite wary of the move, whether he can actually make the cut in the first team. But now I'm going to share my thoughts on the move, why I think this could be and might not be the best move, and also my thoughts on the probability of this happening. There we are, Rovers fans and sports fans. That is the latest on Doncaster Rovers and Cieran Dunne. Now, Rovers fans seem to have their thoughts on this. It's one of those, isn't it? It's one of those, you know, Marmite signings, whether you love it or you hate it. The thing, I think the positives here with Cieran Dunne, let's talk about the positives first of all. 22 years old, still has a hell of a lot of potential to go. I think he has room to grow. I think he has room to still make his mark in English football, and I think that a club like Doncaster Rovers, who are trying to go through an evolution going into their rebuild to try and get back into League One at the first time of asking, you know, you might need someone like Cieran Dunne, someone who's not too old, that could be given the chance to showcase first team football and be given the opportunity to regain the potential they had a couple of years back. With Cieran Dunne as well, seeing what he can do and where he can play, he's very, very versatile. He can play left back, left wing back, left midfielder, left wing. Very versatile down that left-hand side, and you need that bit of versatility. And I think him interchanging with Tommy Rowe on that left-hand side would actually be a good way to go. I think that'd be a really good way to go. If you have Tommy Rowe working on the left wing and then Cieran Dunne at left back, you can even alternate the two, for example. So let's say, for example, you were playing 3 at the back. You could have Rowe or Dunne playing as wing back, or you could play both of them and have Rowe further forward and have Dunne working as a wing back if you were to alternate the formation to 3 at the back. If you're playing the 4-3-3, you could have Rowe and Dunne alternating between left back and left wing. I'm not saying Rowe is the best playing left back, but he can still play that position, and that is the versatility with Tommy Rowe. With Dunne as well, with being a 22-year-old and Rowe being a more experienced player, you've got someone there who's ready to learn under Tommy Rowe or work with Tommy Rowe to learn the traits he has. And Tommy Rowe's Donny through and through. He loves the club. He loves the club. He's not Donny born, but you know, Tommy loves the club. He'll always love the club. And, you know, if you want me to be brutally honest, I think Tommy Rowe will retire at Doncaster Rovers. But you've got someone there like Tommy Rowe with a lot of experience, a lot of leadership qualities, who can lead someone like Cieran Dunne in a similar position to Tommy Rowe. Now, the negatives of Cieran Dunne. I wouldn't say negatives out and out, to be brutally honest. I would say maybe constructive criticisms. I think, obviously, this aren't his fault, but I think injuries have hindered his progress at Sunderland. I think injuries have been a huge backlog to his progress at Sunderland. And obviously with the season we've just had, with the amount of injuries we've had, you know, most of it not our fault, most of it not our fault, most of it just, you know, part and parcel of football. But some of them caused by bringing players in way too early, one or two being caused by the pitch of the opposition. Obviously we know the injury at Fleetwood. We know the pitch didn't help with that. But, you know, injuries could be caused by a lot of things. So with the season we've just had, do we risk an injury-prone younger player in a position which is one of the primary recruitment targets in the summer? It's a gamble. Really is a big gamble. Again, with the experience, he's not very experienced. You know, not a lot of first-team action at all. This is probably one of his first major ventures into first-team football, barring the one Carabao Cup appearance for Sunderland. It's been mainly under-23s football. And, you know, again, is it a risk going for someone with not a lot of experience? It can be seen as a risk, I'm not going to lie to you, but at the other hand of that, you've got to think McSheffrey wants a speed, pace and youthful team. You know, he said that at the Meet the Coaches event. He wants a team of speed, pace and youth. I think Cieran Dunne, when he's not injured and lives up to his potential, would fit the bill. Sunderland fans have said when he came on in previous performances he did all right. Some fans said he didn't do all right. So it's a very mixed bag of reaction from Sunderland fans. Again, any Sunderland fans watching this, comment down below. Sunderland Fan TV, if you're watching this. Sunderland AFC fan reacts, comment down below if you know. Michael Bowers, Sean Middleton, if any of you have any thoughts on Cieran Dunne or anything like that, then comment down below. I'd be really open to get your thoughts. Falkirk fans as well, if you've got any thoughts on your Scottish lads, then comment down below. Like I said, it'd be very interesting to get all your thoughts on this. But the report is that we're reportedly set to sign him. Other sort of rumour accounts have been saying there's interest from Bradford City. Not going to confirm whether that's true or not. You know, any journalists that watch this and hear that, then message me if that's true or not. I've just been hearing that a few times, but there has been rumoured interest from Bradford City, but I wouldn't believe that without finding out something legitimate first. As far as I know, I'm going to ignore the Bradford stuff, but as far as I know, we've been the only ones in for him, as far as I know. But yeah, I think there is positives to this signing, don't get me wrong. Like I said, he's not too old, still room to develop, and give him first team football and he might consistently grow his profile as a player. But obviously there is the criticisms that you have to worry about, and the sort of worries about this guy, the injuries, not a lot of first team football at senior level. But at the same time, League Two is a building league, and we are trying to build something with we're trying to build something with Gary McSheffrey. But you know, League Two is a building league. You know, are we bringing in a building player for a building league? It seems to fit the bill. So I mean, if you want me to be brutally honest, if you brought in Cieran Dunne, but then you bring in either a season-long loanee from a Premier League club, or you bring in an experienced left-back to compete with him for a number one spot, then that would be better than just bringing in Dunne. If you brought in one left-back and then had no backup, you just looked to the academy for a backup, yes, it's a great pathway for the academy, but on the other hand, you'd leave yourself very, very thin for senior squad members. So if we brought in an experienced left back, someone maybe between the ages of 23 and between the ages of 25 and 29 or 30 even, someone like a Greg Lee or a Danny Andrew, someone like that, or you brought in a season-long loanee that's got a lot of pedigree about him, very highly rated in the academy setup, needs a bit more first-team football somewhere, but then can easily make the step up to high-level first-team football in about a year or two, kind of like Jacob Ramsey did a couple of years ago for us. You know, was loaned out to us for a couple of months, did absolutely excellent in those couple of months, should have got more, but Mr. COVID had to strike its ugly face. Because if it wasn't for COVID, we'd have seen a lot more of Jacob Ramsey, and we'd have probably been in the playoffs that year. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Darren Moore would have probably taken us to the playoffs if Jacob Ramsey was playing a lot more. But look at what Jacob Ramsey did. He played those couple of months, and then sooner or later in the next year or so, he was in the Aston Villa first team, and he's now pretty much nearly a regular in the Aston Villa first team in the Premier League. And look what Aston Villa are doing at the moment, signing the likes of Diego Carlos, Boubacar Kamara. Apparently set to sign Luis Suarez on a free, which is weird, but you know, Jacob Ramsey could be playing with the likes of Luis Suarez and is now playing with the likes of Philippe Coutinho a year or two after his little loan spell with us. If we can find more Jacob Ramsey-like loanees, which is going to be hard for League Two, I know, don't get me wrong, I'm not, you know, saying we're going to do it, but it's going to be very, very hard. But we need to find a quality of Jacob Ramsey-like loanees, someone who could make the step up in the next year or two into first-team football at their respective clubs at higher levels, but can still move the club forward ourselves. We can move forward as well as the player moving forward. So find that quality of loanee, or you bring in an experienced left-back with a lot of pedigree about him to go with Cieran Dunne and to help develop him as well. Then that left-back position for me is sorted. You know, if you need a third option, then you look at the academy pathway. Then you look at the under-18s and think of who can move up from there. Obviously, we've brought in a new left-back into our academy with Freddie Allen from Norwich City, fighting off a lot of Category 2 youth academies to bring him in, which is obviously great news, great pulling power for the academy, with Frank Sinclair sort of leading that under 10s to 13s development phase, that kind of thing, and then under 16s to under 18s Paul Green, under 18s to senior level Chad Gribble from Exeter. So our academy's definitely got a nice pulling power with Freddie Allen from Norwich, which is great. You know, I've seen little things about Freddie Allen, looks a good prospect, hopefully keep building him up in the academy. But like I said, if you need a third option at left back, you've got Freddie Allen, you've got other options in the academy to create that pathway between the senior team and the academy and to build it up a lot more. But for the main two options for me, it should be Cieran Dunne and either an experienced option or a loanee for a season, someone who can make the step up to senior level in the next year or two at higher levels, like Jacob Ramsey did a couple of years ago. But that would be my plan. I wouldn't just bring in Cieran Dunne only, I'd be bringing in a second left back as well, just in case. But for a start, if this is the start of 1 out of 2 left backs, then I'm happy. Very, very happy. Like I said, there is potential with this guy, and if we can find it, without making sure, if we can find his potential but keep him injury free, it's a good signing in my opinion. But that'll be it for this video, guys. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. There is definitely more coming, so stay tuned. And for now, I am the CHALL, your sports reporter. That is full time.